Welcome to the podcast, Hater Proof, mostly about self-improvement and good for your listening parts. Stay tuned. This is news and investing. Okay, so this is the investing part of the show. I have some information for Bitcoin that I wanted to talk about. Well, I'll do one for Bitcoin and then I'll do one for gold, and just give my opinions on the both of them. Just to get an idea of the current situation for each stock, or which one of those, how each one of those are doing today. Let me see. So I have it here, and so Bitcoin closed at $56,457.20 today. And their previous close was $58,014.50. So that is actually lower than early this morning, where they're at 58,500. But so they went down 2.74%. And that is to say that when I first started looking at Bitcoin around the time when it first came out, it was around 10,000 then. So that's a huge difference. That's if I had invested then, that would have been a tremendous gain there. So yeah, I mean, it's just interesting to me how this cryptocurrency has elevated so well. I do have some information on it as well. What I wanted to do was read a few of the headlines for Bitcoin. One of them says Bitcoin BTC USD forecast. Bitcoin tumbles ahead of FOMC minutes. Market wrap. Bitcoin futures premium rises again despite Bitcoin's relatively flat performance. Cryptocurrency price news. Bitcoin cryptocurrency price news. Former Goldman boss joins Talos. Bitcoin BTC USD cryptocurrency price rise leads $2 billion crypto market cap. So those are a few of the headlines for Bitcoin today. And it's interesting to me because that is so much of a climb from when Bitcoin first started. And you just don't know I don't know. I don't know if I want to say that it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. I'm just not sure about it. It's just not a substantial thing to me. It's not something, it just doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem okay to actually have the ability to have something as a reward for mining something else. Like, what is the point? But I mean, the thing is that if something makes money, then it becomes relevant and more relevant and more relevant the more people the more people that are for it, becomes more relevant, and that's what the Bitcoin is doing. I just feel like if it was some type of idea or hope for people to have, then it should be something that's more substantial. I just don't think that, it's something that you should believe in. What you're doing is you're believing in a cryptocurrency. You're believing in a currency that's digital, and your hopes for it are astonishingly high. And I just don't think that it's substantial enough for that. But, that's a $57,000 investment. So that's a good amount of money. And, so I had some definitions of Bitcoin just to kind of give a rounded overview of it, so I can just formalize and finalize an opinion about it. Man, I can't seem to find it, but let's see. Yeah, I couldn't get my internet to work correctly, so I couldn't transfer files like I wanted to. But this is how I'm going to do it now. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I know the definitions. I found. It was just interesting to hear the definition of what the Bitcoin really is. I cannot find it. I didn't put it in here. No, I didn't put it in there. There's actually Horrible Bosses 2. That's on my watch list already. Okay, where did I see those at? Where did I see them? I thought it was like right with. Now it's up 1.15%. Right, it's BTC. Whenever you're ready. Here's another headline topic that's interesting. Bitcoin, BTC, USD cryptocurrency price. Singapore warns public against crypto. That's interesting. And here we go. Okay, here I found it. Okay, about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency invented in 2008 by an unknown person or group of people using the same name, Satoshi Nakamoto. The currency began use in 2009 when its implementation was released as open source software. Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank or single administrator that can be sent from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for intermediaries. Transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain. Bitcoins are created as a reward for a process known as mining. They can be exchanged for other currencies, products, and services, but the real-world value of the coins is extremely volatile. Research produced by the University of Cambridge estimated that in 2017 there were 2.9 to 5.8 million unique users using a cryptocurrency wallet, most of them using Bitcoin. Users choose to participate in the digital currency for a number of reasons. Ideologies such as commitment to anarchism, decentralization, and libertarianism, convenience, and using the currency as an investment and pseudonymity of transactions. So that is the definition of Bitcoin, and it has soared since it started. That was in 2008, began use in 2009, and this is 2021. So that's 12 years later. And here's a definition about the United States dollar that I thought was good to know. So the United States dollar is the official currency of the United States and its territories per the Coinage Act of 1792. $1 is divided into 100 cents or into 1,000 mills for counting and taxation purposes. The Coinage Act of 1792 created a decimal currency by creating the dime, nickel, and penny coins, as well as the dollar, half dollar, and quarter dollar coins, all of which are still minted in 2021. Several forms of paper money were introduced by Congress over the years, the latest of which being the Federal Reserve Note that was authorized by the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. While all existing U.S. currency remains legal tender, issuance of the previous form of the currency was discontinued in January 1971. As a result, paper money that is in current circulation consists primarily of Federal Reserve notes that are denominated in U.S. dollars. Since the convertibility of paper U.S. currency into any precious metal was suspended in 1971, the U.S. dollar is de facto fiat money. So yeah, there's that. Some people don't know that, but that is in fact what happened in 1971. My brother was speaking about that as well. So, it just reminds you of how things are valued and what type of value is put on something that's so temporal. Like if you have $1 and you set fire to it, it's gone in a matter of seconds. And and that's just $1. You could do the same thing with $5, $10, $20, $50, $100. It's just one bill. So if you set it afire, it's going in seconds. And there's so much value that can be placed on it, and not just the dollar amount itself. So, but back to my opinion on the subject. I think that if you were to catch Bitcoin when it was first enacted, or when it was maybe about $10,000-$15,000, if you were to catch Bitcoin then that would be a good investment. It would have been a good investment. But now to spend $56,000 on Bitcoin, and not to mention It's not some form of plurality. That's an actual Bitcoin. It's a one coin. A Bitcoin is $56,000. So it's just not a good investment to me. It really isn't. It really isn't a good investment at all. Like I said, if you were to invest when it was about $10,000 or $15,000, then yeah, you could probably go ahead and cash in now and have a very good profit from that investment. But there are risk takers, and they don't mind spending $56,000 on an investment, which is very good. It's very cool. I mean, if you're able to do that, it's no problem. But I mean, $56,000 is a lot of money, and I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the risk. But you never know. I mean, that's how it got to $56,000, because people kept risking it and believing that it was something that could happen and can be used. But that's one Bitcoin. And when this thing started, people began to get hundreds, thousands of Bitcoins. And so if you have 1,000 Bitcoins, you do the math. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know Tesla has started taking the Bitcoin. So yeah, that's pretty good, because I know a lot of places are starting to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment. Me, myself, I wouldn't invest in it. I would have something else to invest in. I mean, if I had it like that, maybe I would just, just to have it, I would. But I wouldn't, if I was trying to actually have a return on my investment, I would not. But yeah, that's an incredible climb from when it was when it first started. And I know that it had tanked for a little bit and then it went back up. So I don't know, it's doing pretty good. And if if people believe that this is something that can move forward, then maybe so. Maybe it can. Maybe it can be something new and something different. However, you have to watch out for new and different sometimes, because it's not always cool to go with the latest trend. It's not always good to make such huge risk or take such huge risks and not know the return, because the return could sometimes be bad. You always think of investment, you get a return, it's good, but it's not always good like that. It could be a bad return. So that's just something to think about. Okay, so next we have a description of gold as an investment. So gold as an investment, its definition is, of all the precious metals, gold is the most popular as an investment. Investors generally buy gold as a way of diversifying risk, especially through the use of future contracts and derivatives. The gold market is subject to speculation and volatility, as are other markets. Compared to other precious metals used for investment, gold has been the most effective safe haven across a number of countries. Gold has been used throughout history as money and has been a relative standard for currency equivalents specific to economic regions or countries until recent times. Many European countries implemented gold standards in the latter part of the 19th century until these were temporarily suspended in the financial crisis involving World War I. After World War II, the Bretton Woods system pegged the United States dollar to gold at a rate of US $35 per troy ounce. The system existed until the 1971 Nixon shock, when the U.S. unilaterally suspended the direct convertibility of the United States dollar to gold and made the transition to a fiat currency system. The last major currency to be divorced from gold was the Swiss franc in 2000. So that is a little bit of history of gold. And it's interesting to see something in the present form when you get a bit of its history. But currently, gold is at $1,738. Well, $1,738.6171. What is currently? Well, the last quote, which was 12:20 a.m. EDT. And so that's up 0.08%. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good for gold. I see that it has also climbed as well. So gold is up from when I last was watching it. Was probably maybe a few years ago. So that's interesting to note on that. I guess my opinion on gold, I would invest in gold. Like I had previously read, it's always a good investment, regardless. And it's only $1,738 per ounce. So I think it's a good investment. Gold is always a good investment. Has been and is now. So that's definitely a good investment. It's not debatable at all whether or not gold is a good investment. You should always invest in gold, and that's the current standing on that. It's been in the past. That is what it is now, and probably in the near future. You should always invest in gold. It should never be a question. If you're investing and you have the opportunity to invest in different markets, different places, then you should definitely choose gold as one of those investments. That's always a plus. It's always a plus. There's no there's no kind of debating with me on that, because I feel like that it's always a good investment. You should never not invest in gold if you're able to invest. That's just a no-brainer. And that's also my opinion, because maybe other folks, feel different about it. And that's cool, because I definitely like to talk about it. But that's still my stance, though. That's still my stance on it. And let's see. I did want to also say that Amazon is at 3279.39. That's 3279.39. That's up 1.72%. That's pretty good. I don't know how good of an investment that is, but I would invest. I would definitely invest in Amazon. And GameStop. I did want to quote GameStop as well, if I could find it. Let's see. What is my watch list? I usually use Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance was my go-to finance platform, but I'm using something different now. And so Twitter is at 68.99, up 2.97%. Google is at 2,239.03, up 1.35%. Good old GameStop. Let's see. Let me find it, because, oh, there we go. Here it is, right here. Okay, here it is. GameStop Corporation is at 177.97, and that is down 3.54%. So, I don't know, GameStop's not looking too good. GameStop is not looking too good at all. It's been a descent. I see here 5 days, it's a descent. Yeah, it's been dropping. Oh gosh, 1 month, yeah. It was up 6 months ago, but 1 month, no. Yeah, it's declining. So I don't know about GameStop. That's interesting. But GameStop is one of those things where it's a physical location. So, you know, most of GameStop's revenue, I think, comes from their actual physical stores. And since the pandemic, that's why that's another reason why their stock is dropping like that. Let's see. This major investor invested $100 million of his winnings from the GameStop trading frenzy into baseball trading cards. That's one headline. GameStop AMC selling shares is a good long-term move, says Cramer. It's another headline. Cramer says AMC GameStop plans to sell more shares will be good in the long term. GameStop stock is holding $180, while one analyst says it is worth just $10. Jim Cramer says GameStop, AMC, and the course of hold. So, doesn't look too good for them either. But anyway, so that's my opinion on that. And yeah, I am done for the night. This is it for tonight. I mean, this has kind of been like a drawn out thing. I was waiting for my nephew. He didn't come in, so I don't know what he's doing if he's not recording with me. He said he would, but I guess, you know, some people have families and they have to take care of their kids. You know, it's fine. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just kind of playing a little bit. But I mean, I did give my opinion on the two investments, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. So, there it is. Okay, so today I thought I'd start off with the news now topics of today. First off, a happy National Beer Day. Today was National Beer Day. Isn't that nice? I hope it was good for you, because I didn't have any beer today, but I might have, maybe. I would have celebrated that. I don't know if it would have been Corona, because you know that's my favorite beer. But I just don't feel right trying to buy Corona now. But anyway, so today more people should have received their third stimulus checks. Yeah, they're still coming out. So if you haven't gotten yours, hopefully it was today, maybe. If not, it should be in the near future. I know they're working on it to get it done. Word of advice is to say that now is a good time to hustle and make money for yourself, like taking advantage of free stocks. Senator Ted Cruz also said that Biden stopped the wall building and was basically inviting everyone in. So he was a supporter of the wall, I guess. And yeah, I guess he doesn't like that Biden is having them stop building the wall. So I don't know. I know that Biden was speaking of fixing some gaps in the wall, but I mean, it's already started. Maybe it'll save lots of money to not finish it. But what do you do about the not finished part? And that's pretty funny. They see a wall, and then they see not a wall. So they're going to be like, well, that's easy. I guess I'll go around the wall. But, yeah. I mean, it's to say that, some people were like, well, Mexicans, they'll just climb over the wall. But, that was the kind of running joke or whatever. But maybe they don't have a tunnel system that goes across the border like that. Or maybe they do. If that's the case, the wall wouldn't make a difference. Mitch McConnell gives a word of advice to corporate conglomerates to stay out of politics. Yeah, Mitch McConnell thought he would let them know that it's not their fight and they shouldn't be getting into it, which is, I think, is a good word of advice. I think that's something that one should take heed to. So, I have some more news. However, the internet was acting up, but I could still access it, no problem. I did see that one of the headlines was that Keke Palmer has partnered with Amazon. It says follows: charismatic actress Keke Palmer is taking her comedic talents from her viral Instagram videos over to Amazon for the ideal media partnership. Variety reports that Palmer is diving into the world of fiction with her Instagram characters and sketch comedy videos to create a collection of short stories to be published by Amazon Original Stories in the fall of this year. She will also play each role in the Audible audiobook. Open quote: "What started out as an Instagram sketch led me to one of my most beloved characters, Lady Miss Jacqueline. She's always been larger than life and a huge symbol of the moment when I realized I wanted to create worlds for my audience to get lost in. In effect, she was the beginning of my producing journey. The opportunity to share what makes her not only funny but important is exciting," close quote. So that's what Palmer shared about her new venture. That's awesome, though. I think that is pretty cool. If you're going to partner with somebody, why not it be Amazon? That is excellent. But she said that in a statement. She also went on to say, open quote, "The team at Amazon Original Stories and I have a shared vision, and what they have already been able to accomplish pushes me to bring my best and then some. I can't wait to together share a new side of Lady Miss, her truth and comedy with the world." So that's pretty good there. I like to see that. And here's some news from I think this is called Afro News. No, it's called Afrotech. The headline reads: "The Black Executive CMO Alliance has been formed to champion executive diversity." And this was an interesting find. Aspiring black professionals, take note. The Black Executive CMO Alliance is here to help you. Black Enterprise has revealed that marketing executives from 26 of the world's most influential brands and companies have banded together to form this newly formed alliance, which aims to champion diversity at the executive level. Going by its acronym BECA, the Black Executive CMO Alliance is headed up by Jerry DeVard, the former exec VP Chief Customer Officer at Office Depot, Inc. DeVard told Black Enterprise that she helped form BECA because she knows what it feels like to be the only black executive at a corporation and wanted other aspiring black professionals to not feel the same way she once did. So there you go. You hear that, black executives? BECA is there to help you, or here to help you. They want to help you, and that's awesome. Another headline from Afrotech reads: "After black media companies applied pressure on GM for a week, the motor company is devoting more ad dollars to them." And this story is as follows: Mary Botta, the CEO of General Motors, GM, is under fire after the leaders of several black-owned media companies accused her of racism for refusing to meet with them. The leaders blasted Botta in a full-page advertisement in the Detroit Free Press on Sunday, the outlet reported, which included an open letter that said she has refused to meet with them, open quote, consistently over time and after multiple requests, close quote. The ad was signed by the heads of 7 black-owned media companies, including Ice Cube, founder of Cube Vision, Byron Allen, head of Allen Media Group, and former NBA player Ulysses Bridgman, owner of Ebony and Jet magazines. The leaders originally demanded an hour-long Zoom meeting with Bata and GM executives in the ad, and asked that GM allocate at least 5% of its ad budget to black-owned media companies. The group said they would like to see Bata's resignation if these demands weren't met. Open quote, you stand on stage after the death of George Floyd saying Black Lives Matter when you have refused to acknowledge us. Close quote, the ad reads. Open quote, the very definition of systemic racism is when you are ignored, excluded, and you don't have true economic inclusion. Close quote. So yeah, they're making a stance on that. And why shouldn't they? That is awesome. That's Afrotech. And yeah, so that ends the Now News. Basically news I came across for today. And it was eventful and entertaining at the very least. But these are topics that are important and relevant today, and you should take heed to them. Goodbye. This is the end. Glad you came. Enjoy your next 24 hours. Stay hater proof.